Hey guys! Sorry it's been a while. I've barely had enough time to get on and answer your questions. I do want to do a Q&A session coming up, possibly in mid-October when I have my fall break. Yeah, but this is a little Q&A, answering your questions video and a tour of my dorm room. I was going to say all of the usernames of the people who asked questions, which now I think about it, I forgot to check Facebook and write them down. But, yeah, if you ask me something on Facebook and I didn't answer your question yet, I will get back to you. So I'll start with this one. For one of the questions was, are there air conditioners in the apartments? Yes, they are. The apartments are refurbished and they're really nice. Well, they're decent / nice. I thought they were nice, but some people had higher expectations, so they say they're better. But they have air conditioning. They have working air conditioners. Yeah, normally they have like one heater or one air conditioner / heater, that, or like thermostat, I guess is the better word to use, for your little unit. So all of your roommates get to fight over how hot it's going to be. At least that's how it was in ours. Ours was a 4-bedroom, ours was a 2-bedroom unit. If yours is bigger than that, it may be different. I don't know. Luggage during check-in. There's a spot, if I remember correctly, there's a spot that you put your luggage. You kind of check in your luggage when you get there and they watch it. Because there's no way you can drag all of your luggage all over the place while you're because you're going to literally be all over the place during the entire check-in process. You're going to be constantly on the move or standing. There's going to be nowhere for you to put it. I had all of mine in my car, which I parked. Some people asked where to park for check-in. There should be a visitor's parking spot across from Vista Way, which is where you're going to check in, is at Vista Way. Right across from the gate, there should be a visitor section. They opened it up at, I believe about 5, because I drove over there and it didn't look open. But after about 10-15 minutes of standing in line, they opened it, so I walked back over and I parked in there. And I was really glad that I did it because it was a lot easier to find it that way, because I don't even remember which restaurant I parked in front of, but I was really nervous about it getting towed. So, are you allowed to give discounts to family? Give is the wrong word. It's more use your discounts on them. For example, your free tickets that you get with Disney, or the 3 free tickets you get 6 times a year, you have to go in with them. You can't, let's say I had to work one of the days I went with my family. So we went a couple of hours before my shift started, or when the park opened, and I went in with them and I hung out with them in the park, and then when my shift started, I went to, and I don't know if you're allowed to do this or not. I mean, it's not a loophole or anything, because I still spent time in the park. I still spent a decent time in the park with my family. But anyway, so I went to the park with them at the front gate, got them their free tickets, did whatever. Then when my shift came around, I changed, and I worked my shift, and then after it was over, I got back and I changed into my regular Disney guest clothes again and hung out with them until the park closed. Now, Magic Kingdom, that works because the park opened at 8 and it closed at midnight that day, which is the only park that closes that late, unless you have magic hours. So, it worked. I was able to do that. You may not be able to do that with the other parks, and using Animal Kingdom, for example, which closes, I think, at about 5 or 6. So, it completely depends. With the resorts, merchandise, you do get 20% off. Oh, which, by the way, I got a request to do a discounts video. I will do a discounts video. I have to do some research first for it, because there are tons of different ins and outs and details or whatever. So I'm just going to give a brief answer to the question here. But normally the two problems, sorry, it's been a long day, 2 problems have been with the free tickets and with discounts, as in like merchandise, Disney merchandise. Disney merchandise, normally you get about 20% off. During holidays you get 40% off. And you have to be the one to buy it. Let me clarify. You have to be the one that is at the cashier that hands them the money. Because they're really strict about this. They don't want to see you, they don't want to see you just being handed the money. But, so, you have to, I'm trying to say this as clearly as I possibly can, you have to be the one that's standing there, giving them the money, and giving them your ID, your cast member card, whatever. That's what they need to see. That's all I'm going to say about that. You can bring your family, by the way, in concerning discounts, the cast member store Cast Connection, you can bring your family members in. You're only allowed to bring in, I think, 3 at a time. Would you do the program again? Heck yes. I would definitely do the program again. I would not do my role, like as in outdoor foods again, because that was very stressful in one way or another. But let me just put it this way, though. I had the opportunity to move. I had the opportunity to change to merchandise. I did. I could have changed to merchandise. I could have very easily have done that. I could have. They're not going to force you to stay there. You have to apply to move, which means I may or may not have gotten it. But I had the opportunity to apply to move to merchandising. But I chose not to. I chose not to because the situation that I had with outdoor foods, I got to work all over the park, which means I had more than one costume, which I liked. It added one more thing I had to do, but I liked being in a different costume, get to play a different character every single day. It also meant that I got to move around. I wasn't stuck in one restaurant every single day. I was in different areas, and I was outside, so I got to see different shows every day. I got to see different angles from the parades. I got to hear different music. It was different every day, or at least not every day, every week. So I liked it. And I seriously thought about moving many, many times, but I knew that I would never get this exact opportunity again. So I chose to stick it out and do it. And I was proud of myself for doing that. Now, I'm not going to choose it again, because it's one of those been there, done that, got the t-shirt, don't want to do it again. But in all honesty, I guess, if I applied to every single role and nobody wanted me for anything, which is a very, 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 very rare possibility, odds are I would have gotten at least something else, then I would do it. Because it was a very fun experience. Now, the person who asked this used the example of they've heard lots of bad things about the program. Before I joined the program, I heard lots of bad things about it too. And I knew it was something that I really wanted to do, but I was nervous about what it was going to be like there. I was worried about if I was going to enjoy myself or not. It's kind of like, people are more willing to complain about the negative stuff that happened than the good stuff. So that's why there's so much there. There's so much negative stuff about it. And she wrote something, or whoever this is, wrote something down about cheap labor. A lot of the people I worked with, I enjoyed. And it made working in the heat or whatever even better. So, I mean, it is work. I mean, it's just because it's Disney does not mean it's going to be easy. But in my opinion, the benefits, the perks, are just so worth it. But that's just me. It's not for everybody. How was the situation with the roommates? I had 3 roommates. Shay, Caitlin. I think it's Kaylee. Shay was the one that I shared a room with. Shay and I have a very interesting relationship because it's like a love-hate relationship, as my mom calls it. We're like sisters because we've spent so much time with each other. I love her a lot. I love her. I love spending time with her. I love getting to talk to her. But she drives me crazy sometimes. And I'm the same way with her. Or as she likes to call me, a party pooper. I didn't have a whole lot of problems. There were some problems. I don't want to go into detail just in case if my roommates are actually watching this. There was like one issue with cleanliness or trash or whatever. It wasn't that I had an issue with it because Shay and I we're creative people, which means we're relatively messy people. It's understandable because we had very busy schedules, all of us did, and we barely had any time to clean the apartment. The fact that one of my roommates, not Shay, would leave notes on the fridge saying, like, you guys need to clean this stuff up. Like, she didn't say who exactly. She just said, like, I think everybody needs to start cleaning up. You guys need to be a little more neater. Come on, we can do better. And we had the opportunity to solve it, settle it, but we just decided to just not care about it anymore. They never brought it up to us in front of us, and so, you know, like, we knew we weren't the one. We did our part. We cleaned up. We knew we weren't the ones who had an issue. Anyway, I'm going off all on this tangent trying to explain myself. There were very few problems with me. I never heard really any major complaints from my friends. I mean, Vistaway was loud sometimes at night. But other than that, like, I don't know. Like, I live on a hall with 70 girls. And actually, I'll show you the hall. I don't know if I ever showed you guys my whole dorm, actually. I live on a hall with 70 girls. I'm very social. No, I'm somewhat, I guess, of a goody two-shoes, so I do what I'm told to a certain point. I don't know. I don't like conflict either, but I know sometimes you have to deal with the issue if there is an issue, and sometimes you just have to be the bigger person. I made friends with Shay. I'm glad that I did make friends with my roommates because we hung out a lot. We did a lot of spontaneous things together. So yeah, wow, this video went really long. If you have any more questions, I think it's easier for me, yeah, you know what, it is easier for me to answer your questions if you send them to me on Facebook, because I have several YouTube accounts, and when I get a comment from my YouTube channel, I have to, like, switch over, and it's one more step. So, I'm going to put more pictures up eventually on Facebook from my trip. So, I made scrapbook pages, so I'm going to try and post those up if I can, see how good those come out. Look how big my iPad is. The iPad zooms in a lot, so, like, I'm not really standing that close to the mirror, but it's just really awkward. Anyway, this is my mirror. Ow. I just walked into my roommate's thing. Anyway, I have to do the dishes, my goodness. Okay, so, Mickey Mouse bag. Oh, this is going to be really difficult. Okay, so this is one side of the room. Here. This is the front door. There's my poster. This is my side. See the Mickey Mouse mirror? Right there. It's my dishes, little dresser, and you can see Figment and Ariel in there. This is my roommate's bed. And then this is my desk. It's messy, I know. My fridge, that's my fridge, that's her fridge. My microwave with some more cups. Yeah, this space right here will get filled up eventually. There's some Mickey frames, and you can see my Mickey ears, and We Should Dream It, Do It. I went to Starbucks earlier. There's my guitar in the corner. My bed. The little princess thing that I did. Park Your Princess Only. And that's really, that poster right there, the one in the middle. Let me closer. That is one of the collectible cast member exclusive posters. There's two parts. There's one, that's the first part, and the second part is the other half of his life. And then this I found, or I didn't find, my mom found, we got this, it's one of the special limited edition posters. We got this our first time we went to Disney World. It's the 2005 poster picture thing, and so that's really cool. I have that one. And then my sketches or drawings. And then this is really cool. Go to Barnes & Noble. This is actually a calendar for next year. They have all of the really nice paintings by, I cannot remember the painter's name. So yeah, that's the hallway. It's abnormally quiet, the hallway is, because a lot of the girls are at a church event right now. I'm not, because haven't been feeling well, actually, and so I've been doing too much. For all of you guys who just joined the college program, a couple of you guys have read, they're ready. I'm so jealous of you guys. Have a good time, make the most of it. Schedule your days off now. I'm just going to tell you now. Schedule your days off as soon as you possibly can. If you got a birthday coming up, whatever. I still haven't heard back about being a campus rep, but a lot of people said that they didn't hear back until the end of October, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah, see you later.